I'm Tom Scottis, and we're here today at Marina Park, and we're just asking people about Canada's abortion law. My first question to you is, do you know what Canada's abortion law is?
No, I don't.
No, I don't either. No.
Would you be surprised if I told you there is no abortion law in Canada, and there hasn't been one since 1988?
Yes, I would be surprised.
Yeah, I would be surprised, yeah.
And that means that any unborn child can be aborted at any time during the pregnancy up until the minute it's ready to be born. Does that shock you?
Yes, it does very much.
Shocks me too, yeah. I don't like that. Yeah.
What do you feel should happen? What do you think the government should do about the situation?
Well, I really believe that there should be definitely a time limit in that. I think that for a woman, she has the choice of whether she wants to have an abortion or not, but I really believe that there should be definitely a safe time when she should not abort. Like, there should be a law in place.
What do you think the time limit should be?
I don't know, maybe 5 weeks, maybe 8 weeks.
And what's your opinion, sir, about the time limit?
Well, I've always thought that it was the first 3 months, like the first, what is it called, a trimester or something? Trimester, yeah.
Okay.
In that first period, yeah, and after that, it's too late, or it shouldn't be done after that, yeah.
Okay, and on behalf of St. Gabriel's Newsroom, I want to thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
Okay, thanks very much.
Sure.
Sir, did you know that there is no abortion law in Canada?
No, I wasn't aware of that.
There hasn't been an abortion law in Canada since 1988. And that means it's perfectly legal to terminate the life of an unborn child anytime during the pregnancy. Does that shock you?
No, not really.
Why doesn't it shock you?
Well, because I thought that abortion was legal in Canada, so...
It's legal by default, with absolutely no restrictions. So that means a preborn, fully developed baby can be aborted as it's being delivered, actually, and that's called partial birth abortion. Does that shock you?
A little bit, sure, yeah.
Now, what direction do you think we should go in about the abortion laws in Canada? Do you think there should be some restrictions on abortion?
Sure.
And what restrictions do you think we should have?
Maybe a time frame of when, you know, you've kept it for so long, therefore you've already made the decision to keep it.
Would you say the first trimester it should be legal?
I don't know enough about, let's say, the development of a fetus in these trimesters to give a definite timeline.
But you're certainly uncomfortable with the situation as it is now, I get that sense.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, sir, I want to thank you on behalf of St. Gabriel's, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day here.
Okay, you too. Have a good one, guys.
What do you know about Canada's abortion law?
I know abortion. I don't like abortion, but I don't know too well about the laws.
And sir, do you know what Canada's abortion law is?
No, but I don't like it, this whole thing.
Would it surprise you if I told you we have no abortion law and we have not had an abortion law since 1988? Are you surprised by that?
Yeah, I am. I thought it was...
And what that means is abortion is legal in Canada for any reason, any time during the pregnancy, right through the full 9 months of the pregnancy. Are you uncomfortable with that?
Yes, I am. Yeah, that's awful.
How do you feel about that, sir?
Not because Bible said that this is no good.
You feel that abortion is wrong on religion?
Wrong. Guaranteed wrong. Oh yeah.
So what would you like to see happen in terms of Canada's abortion law? Would you like to see it illegal completely?
Illegal, yes. I'd like to.
Completely illegal?
Completely illegal, yes.
And sir, how do you feel about it? Should it be completely illegal in Canada?
Oh yeah.
Okay, on behalf of St. Gabriel's Newsroom, I want to thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day here.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
What do you know about Canada's abortion law?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Would it surprise you if I told you that Canada has no abortion law and hasn't had an abortion law since 1988?
Not really.
Yeah, no.
That doesn't surprise you?
No.
Well, it means there are absolutely no restrictions on abortion, which means that a baby can be terminated any time during the 9 months of pregnancy. Are you comfortable with that situation?
I don't know.
Are you comfortable with a situation where we have no abortion law and people can have an abortion any time during 9 months of pregnancy?
I guess not. And that's kind of their choice, though.
Okay. Because we're talking about fully developed babies who are pre-born and it's legal to abort them. So a lot of people find that surprising. Do you think that we should have an abortion law in Canada? Some kind of restrictions?
I don't know. It's kind of really not my choice to say.
And do you believe we should have some restrictions on abortion? A lot of people feel there should be a time limit.
Yeah.
And when do you think the time limit should end?
There is a 2-month time limit.
Yeah.
There is no time limit. There is no abortion law, and there's no time limit on when an abortion can occur during the course of a pregnancy. So do you believe there should be a time limit?
Yeah, I guess so.
And when do you think that time limit should end?
Probably the 2 months I thought it was originally.
And do you feel we should have a time limit? And when do you think that time limit should end?
Yeah, probably like 2 or 3 months.
Okay, and on behalf of St. Gabriel's Newsroom, I want to thank you for your answers, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day here.
All right, thank you.
Sir, what do you know about Canada's abortion law?
A fair bit, actually. I've worked for the Justice Department in the past, and I was also manager of communicable disease control and public health in Toronto. So I know a fair bit about it.
Okay, and can you explain what the abortion law is?
Well, it's recognizing women's rights to self-determination with regards to their pregnancies.
Okay. Would it surprise you if I told you that presently there is no abortion law in Canada and there hasn't been an abortion law in Canada since 1988?
No, I wasn't aware of that, actually.
It was struck down. It was a case concerning Henry Morgentaler.
Yes, I know him, actually. My wife actually worked at his clinic, the one that was blown up. So I'm quite familiar with the man. He's a good man.
Okay, and in 1988, the Supreme Court of Canada struck down the nation's abortion law, and the Canadian government has not enacted a new one. Most people are not aware of that. The consequence of that is that abortion is legal throughout the entire 9 months of pregnancy. Does that surprise you?
No, but really after when you're into the second trimester, it'd be very difficult to do. There'd have to be a legitimate medical reason, as in the mother or fetus being in danger if the pregnancy continued. Generally, abortions in Canada are restricted to within a certain time frame, and when you go beyond that, it's very difficult to get one.
I wish that were the case, but there is no abortion law, which means you can legally get an abortion anytime during the pregnancy. That shocks a lot of people. That's why we're out here today, because most Canadians don't know that.
Yeah, but you're going to have a hard time finding a doctor that's going to perform the abortion when you get beyond a certain point. So, I mean, if they wanted to put it into law that, beyond a certain number of weeks, abortions aren't permissible, then I'm not even sure I could agree with that, because it might put some women's lives at risk. And as far as the Supreme Court goes, I think the only people who really have a right in making a decision regarding that are those with a vagina.
And sir, are you comfortable with the situation as it is now, not having an abortion law and therefore having no restrictions at all?
Yeah. I guess I'm comfortable with it. I believe that people are going to make the appropriate decision for themselves. That I don't see people, and I couldn't see that someone that's, say, 8 months pregnant or 7 months pregnant going and having an abortion. I wouldn't, you know, because at that point in time we're dealing with a viable fetus that could survive outside of the human body if a C-section were performed.
Would it shock you if I told you that partial birth abortions are legal in Canada because there's no abortion law? And a partial birth abortion means that the baby, fully developed baby, is partially born and then terminated. Because according to Canadian law, a human being is not a human until the baby completely comes out of the female. Does that shock you?
No, it doesn't. No, I'm quite aware of that. I still, though, I don't think that a woman is going to let her pregnancy go that far. Any reasonable person, they're not gonna be pregnant for 7 or 8 months and then suddenly decide to terminate. I figure, you know, by the time they're into their second trimester, they're at least aware that they're pregnant in most cases, and they're, you know, able to make a decision based on what they need.
So you're comfortable with Canada having no abortion law and no restrictions on abortion?
Yeah, as a father of 3 children, I am.
Okay, sir, and on behalf of St. Gabriel's Newsroom, I want to thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day here at the park.
Thank you very much. Have a good day, too.
Sir, what do you know about Canada's abortion law?
Only that abortion is non-restrictive. Any woman can have an abortion, and it's paid for by the federal government.
That's essentially correct. Would it surprise you if I told you we have no abortion law?
Probably because it's a provincial issue. Each province has their own responsibilities for health care. Federal government pays into that, but each province has an individual. I don't know if we have an individual law in Ontario.
You're right. Healthcare is a provincial responsibility, but the federal laws concerning abortion were struck down in 1988. So abortion is completely legal by default, which means that unborn babies can be terminated any time during the 9 months of pregnancy. Does that shock you?
That
Does it surprise you, sir?
No, it does. I don't think that there's anybody can determine what the proper time is. That's. I think.
Do you think there should be some restrictions? Because as it is now, there is no abortion law, and therefore there are absolutely no restrictions on abortion. Do you think there should be some restrictions?
Not really. I think that's an issue between the woman, her doctor, and her issues.
So your feeling is a fully developed baby that's just ready to be born, it's okay if that life is terminated?
Well, I don't know. What do you call fully developed? At what age is somebody fully developed?
Well, let's say a baby that's been developing for 8.5 months, because there is no abortion law, that baby can be aborted. Are you okay with that?
I didn't know that. I don't know if that's right or not. I don't think. Isn't there a limit on? You have to.
There's no limit. There's no restrictions and there's no law. Most people find that really shocking, and that's why we're here today. So do you feel there should be some limits, some regulations, some restrictions?
Perhaps. Again, though, it's up to the. It has to be determined by the person that's involved, and her situation, and that sort of thing.
Okay, sir. And on behalf of St. Gabriel's, I would like to thank you for your comments, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day here at Marina Park.